I am Samandar Singh, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department. College is Ajak Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. In this semester, I am taken Project Management and Entrepreneurship. Today, we will discuss about Unit 3. So, these are the content of Unit 3. So, let's discuss the some related topic of this one, just like project team, and after that we will listen. So we are starting with project team. As we all aware about what is project, it is a commercial workout through which we are getting benefit, or we can say economical beneficial output we are getting. So it have certain time limits and other factors on which it is totally depend. So for doing that particular project, we need a team. That team is known to be project team. So let's discuss about project team. It is a project team consists of a people with assigned roles and responsibilities for completing the project that we are assigned, that we are assigned in initially. That has three core steps. First is initial state through which we define our project. After that, we have a particular planning phase through which we are define all the parameters, definitions and analysis regarding our project. And after that, in the last, we have third step, that is implementation phase. So all these are come under the project phase. So next is project team members have varied skill sets and they may assign full or part time. It may be. So members that we are including to do our task on time. So certain members are fixed. Fixed means that will complete assigned work from initial part of the project to accomplishment of the project. That will remain with us from starting of the project to completion of our project. So these are the full, or we can say full time member of our project. And there are a possibility in our implementation phase. We have a specific core portion of the project which may be done by a person who are just a part timer, or we can say who which we are hired for a small time. So that member known to be part time member of our project. So there are two type of members. First is full time project member and second is part time project member. In the same way, we have team member may be on site or remote, in which case the project manager needs to know how to deal with virtual team. There are possibility on the project. This is where we have to think, or project manager have to think where what kind of locations which we need for the project. Sometime on site our work is done, and sometime we need a remote area or location from where we had to do work for related project. So where we create a virtual team. The team would have a mix of people so that all the necessary skills, knowledge and understanding are collectively within that team, subject to any further specialized support that is needed. So this is a diagram through which we can understand the project team. First, starting the top level, it's a hierarchical structure. On top of the team, we have executive committee, that is attached with steering committee, project director. These two are connected with executive committee. So we can say executive committee is connected only two type of members. First is steering committee or project director, and then we have project manager, which are connected, or we can say which is the interface between project upper level and lower level. So project manager is responsible for all the project, whatever is going to do. So these have connected with Sterling team or project director, as well as this is allotted project office. After that, we have three core members that are attached to project manager, that is functional team leader. Functional team leaders are, then we have technical team leader or backend team leader. After that, we have team members that are associated to these functional team members. This is how our hierarchy is going to work for doing our project. Now, next, project manager. It is a core member. It is a core person who deliver all the things. It is basically the interface between members and the, or we can say customer and persons, team members. So it is very important. He has to look all the activities, all the requirement, all the things that are going or that are responsible for doing a particular project are seen by, or we can say thoroughly seen by this project manager. A good project manager deliver projects within the deadline and budget set by the client, meeting or even proceeding or even exceeding the expectations of the stakeholders. So there are certain number of parameters on which he has to perform. So just like deadline under which he have to deliver his products or launch his project, and in the same way budget is another concern under which a project manager is going to lead or going to discuss. So budgeting, deadline, or expectations of the stakeholder. These are certain parameters on which a project manager have to look on. But what does it take to make a good project manager great? Here are the top 10 qualities one must have to become a successful project manager. It's a very important question that all that are normally asked in your examinations. What are the good characteristics of a project manager? Here are number of characteristics that need to a good project manager. First is leadership. A great project manager will set the tone for the project and provide a clear vision about the objectives for the team. A sense of foresight helps as well. By anticipating potential problems, you can have your team ready to solve them in the blink of the eye. Enthusiasm and passion are crucial to ensure that people follow you. Nobody will do so if you are sporting a negative attitude. This is very, very important. You can see leadership is the core quality a project manager must have. Without leadership, your project is not even facing worst scenario. But if you want to do your task on time, you have certain number of qualities. Leadership is among the top on that list. Clearly, we have anticipating potential problem for getting best from their team members. You need a leadership quality. And second, task delegation. Being a leader doesn't mean that you need to think about every tiny little detail of a project. Show your team members you trust them and delegate tasks to them. Of course, you should be able to judge your team members' skills and assign the task in according with their strength. Communication. Good communication is not only the transmitting your vision to your team, it's also about maximizing the efficiency of meeting to make decision and solve problem. People get easily bored during long unorganized gathering. The same goes for writing. Communication, emails and reports are a main of communication you use daily, so you need to be able to make most of them. So it is also a very important thing. You should communicate in a better, attractive way then every team member listen you in a proper manner. If you are communicating more than your requirement, then it seems whenever you want to deliver some important thing to your team member, that is not easily happen. So you need a good, a healthy communication, or we can say a communication that is needed to your team member. Fourth is empathy. As a team leader, you will need to be empathetic rather than sympathetic. Sometimes the work of your team members might be affected by the difficulties they experience in their private life. It's important that your team stay focused on the project and that each member remain productive even when having personal troubles. Next is organization. Good organization is a key factor for creating a productive work environment as well as solving problem under pressure. Being well organized helps to stay focused on the big picture and to prioritize your own task and responsibilities. And next, last is competence. Being on top of your project entail a vast amount of industry knowledge to be efficient in what you do. Some knowledge on the financial and legal side of your project will not hurt either. You need to be perceived as capable and competent by your team. Mind you, it's not about technical expertise. You are there to lead, which means encouraging, challenging, and inspiring the members of your team. Next point is integrity. It is also a good or important characteristics of the lead of the project manager. This word essentially means loyalty and honesty. You should be able to gain the trust of your team at the same time setting the ethical tone on the project and showing that you yourself follow the rules you set for others. This is very, very important. You need to out best from your team member. For doing that, your output must be there. So effective, so attractive, then everyone wants to do their own best. For doing that, you have to integrate yourself with your members. This is very important thing. Projects must be profitable, sure, but that doesn't mean you will need to bend your morality to do so. If you are project manager material, you will be able to come up with various solutions that will serve your end. So there are many situations. There are situations when you feel or your project team feel there is no solution for a particular situation. At that point, you need to give a better solution to your teamwork, even if it not workable at particular moment, but you need to integrate at that point to your team members so that you feel and your team members feel this is going to be the perfect solution at that particular instant, or we can say instantly you are providing the best output or best solution at the moment. And next is problem solving. You are the leader of the team, but that doesn't mean you will solve all the problem yourself. Great project manager work within a team of expert or consultant and use their expertise to tackle problem in most efficient way. So it is very important point. You need to you are a project manager, so that means you have to look all the solutions, all the tiny work assignment that you are given to your team member. So you should check all the happening, what is happened there. You doesn't need to do all the work. You have to look or monitor at every level of your co-work or divided work, that each member will do their work in an efficient way. So this is problem solving characteristics must be there. Next is collaboration. This is crucial. That is, every great project manager know how important their team is. A grasp of team dynamic is essential if you want your team to work smoothly on your project. When developing your team, keep this in mind. Conflicts and disagreements are bound to happen. As a leader, you will need to be able to mediate them and make sure all your team members work towards the same goal. So this kind of collaboration you need and we can say as a project manager, collaboration is a must characteristic for giving best. Next, 10th, that is team development. Delivering project within the time and budgeting limit can be quite stressful. It's your job not to crumble under the pressure and make sure none of your team members do. Good leaders know that problems, makeup and fabric of life are to be expected. They will treat problems as events that could possibly influence the project in a new way by providing a different perspectives on its future. So this is what a team development is doing. Now we have a project life cycle through which we can easily find what is project. So every project from conceptual to completion passes through various phases of a life cycle, synonym to life cycle of living being. So there is no universe consensus on the number of phases in a project cycle. And understanding of the life cycle is important to successful completion of the project, as it facilitated to understand the logical sequence of event in the continuous of progress from start to finish. The typical project consists of 4 phases. So these are the 4 phases of every project. First is conceptualization, second is planning, then execution, and last is termination. So each phase is marked by one or more deliverables such as concept notes, feasibility report, implementation plan, HRD plans, resources allocation plan, evaluation reports, etc. These are the reports, or we can say these are the analysis through which you can analyze your project. Let's see the diagram through which you can understand what is project life cycle. So we are starting with project initialization. After that, we are able to define our project. After that, we are plan our project, what we are going to plan. So this comes in second phase of our project, that is project planning. After planning, we have detailed plan. So we are going to next step, that is we are start to our project, or we can say project execution. This is our third step. After execution or during execution of our project, we need a monitoring and control over there. So after all these monitoring and control, we are close, or we can say now project will reach to next or final stage of our project, that is project is going to close or complete or terminate. And the next we need post implementation of review. After reviewing, this is all. In each phase we are communicating, or we can say project communications must be there. So you can say project communication is along all the phases of the project. So this is what our schematic diagram of our project life cycle. So project life cycle having first phase, that is conceptualization phase, starting with the seed of an idea. It covers identification of the product, service, pre-feasibility, feasibility studies, and appraisal and approval. The project idea is conceptualization with initial consideration of all possibilities, alternatives for achieving the project objective. As the idea becomes established, a proposal is developed, setting our rationale, method, estimated cost, benefits, and other details for appraisal of the stakeholder. After reaching a broad consensus on the proposal of feasibility, dimensions are analyzed in detail. This is first step. Then second is planning phase. In this phase, the project structure is planned based on the project appraisal and approval. Detailed plan for activity, finance, and resources are developed and integrated to the quality parameter. In the process, major tasks need to be performed in this phase are identification of activities and their sequencing, time frame of execution, estimation, and budgeting, staffing. A detailed project report specifying various aspects of the project is finalized to facilitate execution in this phase. Then we have execution, third phase of the project life cycle. This phase of the project witnesses the concentrated activity where the plan are put into operation. Each activity is monitored, controlled, and coordinated to achieve project objective. Important activity in this phase are communicating with stakeholder, reviewing progress, monitoring cost and time, controlling quality, managing changes. Then we have termination phase. In this phase marks the completion of the project wherein the agreed delivered are installed and project is put into cooperation with management for follow-up and evaluation. So this is all about project life cycle. Thank you very much.